The world that we live in has changed. It may not have changed for the younger generation, but if you're, say, maybe, I don't know, you got the baby boomers and then you got the ones below that. But the children nowadays, this is the world that they know. It's normal. It is normal for them. But for us, it has changed, the older generations. Because you can look around and you can see, good morning, Apple Brooks, honey. Good morning, Frank. You can look around and you can see that things aren't like they used to be in many areas of our lives. Many, many areas. Let me make sure I got this volume up. Good morning. And as a result, because of this change, we too have changed. We have changed also. The people around you have also changed because the world is changing rapidly. It seems to have accelerated a whole lot more within the past few years. It's like it's on hyper speed. And it may be hard for us to take in. It may be hard for a lot of people to take in this change that is taking place. It's not saying, I'm not saying, oh, well, it ain't going to take place. No, it's taking place, and it's been taking place. There is a massive, massive change that's taken place, and it's not done yet. It's going to accelerate even more, and it seems to really be affecting the older generation of people. Good morning, everyone. The older generation, if somebody wants to put in here, you know, the names of the generation, that's great. That's great. I know it's drastically changed for like my parents. It's drastically changed for me. It's our generation, like I'm in my 50s, mid 50s. It's changed for me. It's changed for my children. They're in their mid 30s. And I'm not so sure if the ones beneath that generation, the ones coming after, if they feel the change as much as it seems like the older you are, the greater the change is that you can recognize happening. And things don't go the way they used to go. People don't think like they used to think. They don't. They're not the same. The world has changed. It's not just where you're at, it's worldwide. Worldwide. Whether you're ready for it or not, it's changed. It's I don't want to look at that screensaver. You're 60 and you or your first grandson due to last November. You're trying to stay in your heart. Yes, you've got to. You've got to stay in your heart. You do, right here, heart-centered. You do. You can't stop the change. Change is the one constant in this lifetime. It is. It's like you may find yourself, and you do, you got to adapt. You adapt, you evolve. You don't want to evolve, but you're evolving and you're thinking, you're adapting to your thinking because the old way that we used to think, no, you can't, you can't have that old mindset going forward because it doesn't fit into this reality that we found ourselves in. And a lot of people are ingrained in their ways. They are. Even my parents, they know that it's changed. And, you know, the older people, say your parents too, if you're like my age, they may have been stuck in their ways, but then even their way of viewing the world is changing too. And it's hard to accept it. But what are you going to do? Just cover your eyes? No, you can't cover your eyes. You're part of this world. You can accept the change that's happening. You can still stay true to who you are on the inside, but expecting what you could have expected in a world, say, 5 years ago, Let's go back 5 years. Let's go back 10 years. Let's go back 3 years ago. No, you can't expect that anymore. You cannot. You can't take it for granted that things would always be the same, that they'll never change. That's something you cannot take for granted. You can't. You can't take people for granted because some people, when the change happened, because it accelerated, everything accelerated. We can even go back to the year 2000, the early 2000s. Oh, it really started changing then. It really did. It just set the ball in motion is what it's done. And you can, I don't want that the screensaver, even though it's a peaceful screensaver. I'm finding myself looking at it. I'm going to, do this. Okay. Now, yeah, it's not the same. And it's accelerating. It's leading up to that catastrophic mutating event. It is leading straight up to that. The catastrophic mutating event that's going to sweep over the whole entire world and change your lives and my life forever in a certain way. Is it going to change us drastically on the inside? No. As long as you're grounded on the inside, it's not going to change you drastically because you're going to see what's coming and you will have already prepared mentally up here, spiritually, emotionally right here. You will have already, what you're doing right now, preparing yourself for the change because it's here. It's here. It's not going nowhere. It's not. The world has changed. People have changed. Some people cannot take it, the change that is happening. And it's changing their mindset, some for the worse, because they went into like this place of massive, massive, massive uncertainty in their lives. And they're not able to keep the connection with the person they used to be on the inside. There are some who are like that, you all. They're literally, no, they forget. They forget who they are. They forget who they were. You can look at yourself because I've made a change. I'm still in the process of changing. You're changing, you're growing. I should just say you're growing on that inside for the better. You're becoming a better person. But for some, it doesn't work that way. And I'm just being honest. For some, it's like the growth stopped. It stopped on the inside. It literally came to a complete stop because they're navigating a brave new world. A brave new world. And you can't grow. You can grow. You can grow in this brave new world, even though it may have a lot of restrictions in it. It already has restrictions. It does. You can change the way you view and perceive the world. You can change the way you view and perceive people. You can accept that change as long as it doesn't change who you are at the core, because you know who you are. And you know that you've got to grow strong. You've got to stay centered inside here. And for those people say, Gina, would you please quit using your hand to do that? If I want to use my hand to emphasize the heart right here, the love, the balance within me, that's my prerogative. Get over it. Get over it. Because to me, right there is what matters. Staying centered right there. So get over it. Get over it. No. No, the world has changed. People are not the same. They don't think the same. You can look around and say, well, wow, I've had this lifelong friend for all these years, and there's like even family members and stuff. What happened has literally changed them, and I don't know what happened, although you might kind of know what happened, but they've changed. They've like changed. And it's weird. It really is weird if you think about it, because why didn't you change? Why didn't you change the way that some of your close connections did? Why didn't you? Is it because you were grounded and centered inside here? Right here? Is it? Yeah, it is. You're grounded and centered, and you can look around. You can still be who you are and grow. Grow while being aware of what's happening. That's right. Change for the better. That's what we're looking at. Change for the better. But you can look around and you're not seeing that change for the better in a lot of people's lives. You're not. It's like stagnant. Stagnant. It's the same old. How could it be? How could it be the same old without growth in a world that has literally changed? It's as if you're living in this world, you're going through the same thing as if nothing happened. Although you can look around and you can see it, you're doing the same things. The same mindset is there. The same, outlook on the future and stuff. The same, but it's like just gradual. But yet you ain't grown inside here. You haven't grown inside here. Now, you can't expect everybody to grow, and people grow in different ways. They do, but it's almost like there's a denial out there, a denial mindset. It's like oh, it's got some blinders on. Everything is normal. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed at all. They could even, nothing's changed, although they're aware of things going on in the world, but nothing changed. But they changed, and you changed. You changed. Could you have went on another timeline? There's a theory, we split timelines. Something happened and we split timelines. You find yourself on another timeline. You're in this parallel world, walking side by side with this other parallel world. And some of the people are stuck in the parallel world that's right here side by side. And you're stuck in this other world right here side by side. But yet you're intermingling with them. But you know they're not the same. And you're not the same. Even though you're physically here, how on earth can that be? Is it like a merging of dimensions, a merging of realities? The world has changed. It's a 3D to 5D shift, and you walk among them. Yeah. I was thinking that's the only thing popped in my mind this morning. The world has changed, and I know it's changed. We've watched it change. We watched the change come in. It came in like a big tsunami, big tsunami. It came in like a big tsunami, and it's up here, and it quite possibly is going to continue to get larger until it comes crashing down, going through, and when it retracts, you're going to see the aftermath. You're going to see the destruction. It's going to lay waste to a way of life that you once knew. It's going to lay waste because it's going to have all the stuff that got washed out. Once it comes in and do that, spreads, it's literally spread like the catastrophic mutating event. Just stay grounded. I know you got to stay grounded, and you got to continue to grow. And we've all, no matter what you've been through in life, the circumstances you've been through, you grow from them. They may be painful, but you grow from them. And as you grow, you change a little bit on the inside for the better. You do. Hopefully you change for the better and you don't change for the worse. Just going whatever you're going through in life, hopefully the change is for the better. You look around and you can see that this has made me a better person. Even though I had to go through what I went through and I didn't like it. And if I had my druthers, I wouldn't have went through it. But it made you a better person. But it made you a better person on the inside. That change is good. Even though it was painful, and you may find yourself looking back and thinking, well, no, I wouldn't have done it, but it made you a better person. Look at where you are now. You've changed for the better in a world that literally brought about a lot of change in everybody. It has literally brought about a lot of change in everybody and their mindsets. Some are still stuck in the old mindsets. They are. It's like a programmed way of thinking. They're still in the programmed way of thinking, and I'm not knocking anybody down. I'm not speaking derogatory. I'm just speaking from a observational point of view, from a perceptive lens. It's my perceptive lens right here. I've got it on. No, it's what do you do? Hey, how do you go forward? Listen, how can you maintain relationships that you had all these years, really close friends, family members, loved ones, and just everyday people you see, even acquaintances. How do you go forward and maintain them and still keep everything the same when they have changed and you have changed? You feel like you've grown, but they like, no, there's like a frequency shift. A frequency shift has occurred, is really truly what it's like. It's like you're not on the same frequency anymore. You're not on the same frequency because of the sad events that have occurred in this life and the sad events that they were global. They were global, worldwide, and they created events in our lives on a personal level. They did that brought about more change in frequency. Okay, it did. How do you maintain it when you're on a different frequency? You have to literally accept, okay, well, it is what it is. That's what some says. It is what it is, and I guess that's how it's going to be. And then you got to just keep going. Just keep going to the conclusion of the matter. Keep going. Change has happened. The things you've been through in your life has happened. People are not the same. You're not the same. You have grown on the inside for the better. You're seeing the world through different eyes. You're like your eyes. The veil has been lifted. Took off your eyes. You're looking around. You're seeing. Okay, you're seeing, and you know that you have got to continue to evolve, continue to grow, in order to keep going forward. Yeah. Oh, it's very real, Danny. The battle is super real. It's spiritual. It's all of that, and it's a battle of the mind. But a Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Myers. Well, Gina, I don't listen to her. Well, I happen to think that she's kind of funny when I would listen to her years ago. I and kind of enjoyed it. I did. Kind of giggled a little. That's all right, you all. Yeah. That's right. Your heart hurts and broken for all of us with the evil running rampant. Murder. Yes. Well, we don't want to focus on the negative. Don't focus on the negative. Be aware of it. Pray about it. Let it go. There's some things that we can control in our life. There are. And that's good. But there's some things also that we want to control in others' life and we can't. So let it go. Let it go. We like control, but we need to know when, yeah, just do what's best for your life. Okay, do what's best for you. Do it. Um, Keep your relationships healthy and strong. Build your relationships going forward. Okay, you've got to build solid relationships going forward because connections have been severed over the past few years. They have been severed, and some don't want them reconnected. They don't. They don't. It's the frequency. It literally, if you think about it, it is a frequency within. Right here. Right here. Within. You said that what you can do about it, and there is say what you can do about it. Yeah, you needed to be in the chat, Luna Shine. Love you too. Yeah. Let me read this. Faith over fear. Can I tell you all that God has all time in his hands, and he is the beginning and the end. You can say it, you can tell it and believe it, because it is true. Everything happens the way it's meant to happen. We may not like it. If we had our druthers, we'd want to play God. We'd want to be the God of our life. But don't you know you are the God of your life? Well, I'm sorry, I'm only human in this body, and I can make a big mess of my life because I would get stuck in my human thinking, my human emotions and stuff, and I would just make a big mess of my life and other people's life if I thought that I was God and I'm going to control everything. I'm not God. You're not God. We need to leave the things that to the divine. Everything is divine. Okay, really. Let the divine handle everything. Let God handle everything. Because when we stick our self in there and we start meddling around, rearranging things that God has put into motion, it's gonna feel really bad. You're gonna make a big mess, and you're gonna feel uncomfortable on the inside. Leave it alone. Let it flow. Let it flow. Yeah. That's right. Well, we all have a divine within us. We all have a divine spark, a divine flame within us. It's the light of God. It's love. Now we can say that beyond a shadow of a doubt. We can. Am I going to say that I am God? No, I'm not. Mm-mm. Oh, I know who I am on the inside, and I know I'm not God. I'm not. Am I part of the family of light that's going to sweep over this planet and rid it of the darkness once and for all? Absolutely. So are you. We're part of it. We're one with it. We are one with it, is what we are. And it's no mistake. Everybody that you've run into, nothing is happening by mistake. It's happening the way it's supposed to happen. And we're supposed to grow. We're supposed to have spiritual eyes to be able to look and see what we're supposed to be doing, and we gotta follow it. You know what faith requires? You just go. You can't doubt. You can't doubt. It's like you're walking forward. You can feel the evidence of faith in front of you and all around you. You can it's like, I see the evidence of your goodness all over my life, all over my life. I see the promises and fulfillment all over my life, all over my life. It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song, and it's true. You can see it. Look around. You can feel the frequency, the evidence of it all. You can see the evidence of the footprints, the handprints of God, the angels, the goodness. You can see it. You can feel it in your life. You can. So I'm going to go, you all. The world has changed. We have changed. You've grown for the better. I hope you've learned from the past. I've learned from the past. And, still it's a struggle, when things used to be a certain way and they're no longer. And then it's like the frequency changed within the individuals. And then, boom, that's it. Just like it may not be pleasant. It may not be pleasant, you all. It may not. But you're strong enough to grow. Strong enough to go. Go with the flow. Yeah. So sometimes we have to get ourselves out of the way. We do. We want to be in the way, but sometimes we have to get out of the way. And that's okay sometimes when you have to get out of the way and just step back, because you're just, no, what you're doing ain't working. Get out of the way, leave room for God to work. You can do it. Gracious Heavenly Father, the creator of all, the source of our love within, thank you for everything you're doing in our lives. Thank you for rearranging our lives in the way that is going to work best for us. Thank you for giving us the courage and the boldness within to grow into the persons that you want us to grow into in order to accomplish all that you have already set out in this lifetime for us. Thank you for healing our hearts, healing our relationships, healing our mind. Thank you for showing your goodness and your promises. Thank you for bringing them to fulfillment in our life. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for being our comforter in this life. Thank you for everything in the name of precious Jesus. Amen. That's right. You be thankful. Thankful from inside here. At the core of your being. Be thankful. So with that being said, hello. Wherever you are in any part of the world, hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful